other states. Like I was married in Massachusetts to Keith, so there's some federal benefits that should flow, but it's going to be an agency by agency review to see how they're going to determine who's married for purposes of their benefit. In other words, if you were married in Canada or New York or California and then live in Tennessee, are you entitled to a federal benefit? That's all got to shake out. There are no answers to that. I wish I had some answers for you, but we're just going to have to stay tuned. And like I said, the White House has said to the cabinet members, review the federal statutes right away. And the word from the White House is they're going to try to implement this as broadly as possible. So they're behind it, and so hopefully they'll continue that good work and get some good things done for us. The other question that a lot of people have, a lot of people have asked the question of, well, can people in Tennessee now go get married? No. The answer is no. That is a question. I mean, you can get married, but not in Tennessee. Okay. So this doesn't mean that same-sex marriage is going to be legal in the state of Tennessee for the immediate future. But I'm hopeful that couples who are married legally in other states and who live here will be able to gain some of the federal benefits that this ruling allows. Yes.
You say some benefits? What do you mean? Like you say some, is that because you're unclear of exactly which?
It's really unclear because traditionally things like Social Security have been dependent upon whether you were legally married in the state, say where your spouse died, and you were claiming Social Security benefits. Traditionally, the inquiry has been, were you validly married in that state? Mm-hmm. So if that remains the test, we're out of luck. I'm hopeful that what they'll do is go to a test where if you are validly married in any state, regardless of where you live, you get the benefits.
So all that's partners to New York to die, whatever you do.
I do have a question since you seem knowledgeable. I was told that if one state recognizes the law, that every other state should recognize the law. Like if you're married in one state, it should be recognized in every state. Does that now mean that if you're married in New York and you live in the state of Tennessee, are you now married? I mean, does you're saying that the federal government recognizes?
I think what you're talking about is full faith and credit, where the laws of one state are recognized by the laws of another. Exactly. But it doesn't apply in marriage. So states can decide which marriages of other states they want to recognize. For example, some states recognize common law marriage, and others don't. So it varies with marriage laws. But to answer your question, the way it stands now, if you're married in another state like New York and you live in Tennessee, you still have a valid marriage. Okay. But the state of Tennessee doesn't recognize it.
Even with this ruling today.
Right. Even with the ruling today. Doesn't change that. It's really for federal benefit purposes. The ruling today really had to do with federal benefit.
So if you're a government worker, you would be able to add like your spouse to your
It has to do with federal benefits like that and like Social Security. The Windsor case had to do with federal taxation. Okay. So that's another one the IRS has got to work out. Who are they now going to consider married? Are they going to consider Tennessee residents who are legally married in another state to be married for tax purposes? So now each agency has got to work out how they're going to do that. So it's going to take a while for it to roll out.
So what would we have to do to make that across the board?
Well, a couple of things. Of course, you get the Tennessee legislature to...
What can we do to go over their head? That's kind of the...
Well, that's one thing that's promising about Scalia's dissent, is that I think now what you're going to see is the next step is that I anticipate there will be cases brought now challenging whether states can discriminate against same-sex couples. So I think it's just the next chapter of the book will be that case.
And who would do that?
Well, like we said earlier, there would be national organizations that we and several others would be working with, and they've been identifying plaintiffs already.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of when they choose to bring their challenge, but it's in the works. And frankly, the National Center for Lesbian Rights has done a lot of what I would call free work for us that Tennessee has not been paying for. And I suspect they would be involved in challenge, maybe others, and our thought is we'd like to support that. So that's why we took up that offering, and we'll take up others in the future because, frankly, we've been getting a lot of great expert free legal help in this state, and we need to support them.
Yeah, the National Center for Lesbian Rights has a great website. I'm looking at it today. They have after the what it means to you, and they go through each of the federal benefits and explain their understanding of how it's going to shake out for them. But Chris is right. I mean, I think that the ACLU, Land Legal, the National Center for Lesbian Rights, I mean, those are the big players who are now, they've been working on these cases for years. I mean, it has been years and years of work to get where we are, and so those same minds are already working and have been working on the next step.
Timing is very important, always.
Yes.
Yes, and finding the right plaintiffs.
Yeah, we need some more Edith Windsors.
We do. Thank you so much, Sam.